Super Bowl Sunday is just days away. Stephen A. and Mad Dog are in New Orleans right now. Andrew Hawkins drew the short end of the stick, and he's here with me at the Seaport. But nonetheless, the Eagles and the Chiefs are going to face off in the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years. These versions different, of course, probably better defensively all around. But I'm going to go to you first here, Hawk.
Yeah.
Which team do you think has the advantage? Pretty simple, and why?
Yeah, I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, look, if I took just on paper, if I was dropped on the planet Earth today and they said, hey, here's the 2024 season, who has the better chance to win? I would pick the Eagles on paper, but that's not a reality because I have the context of living in the Patrick Mahomes era. And when Patrick Mahomes is on your team, you always have the advantage. The Kansas City Chiefs played in one AFC championship game before Patrick Mahomes comes there. He's now played in 7. So you've seen throughout the season and through his career, if the game is tight and it's within one score, Patrick Mahomes will be able to do enough to get them over the hump, so it is hard to pick against them.
How do you argue that, Stephen A.?
I can argue it in a variety of ways. Good to see you, Hawk, man. Good to see you.
You too, brother.
Here's the deal, y'all. The Philadelphia Eagles, collectively, you look at them as being the better team. We know they don't have Patrick Mahomes. We understand that's the X factor. We concede that because he's the greatest in the game. But I looked up some numbers, Hawk. Let me throw this at you and Doggy. You do know that according to Pro Football Focus, the Philadelphia Eagles have the #1 offensive line in the National Football League. You have seen that dude, Saquon Barkley, rush for 2,000 yards this season. It's not like we're asking Jalen Hurts to be the one to deliver the goods against Patrick Mahomes, even though he does need to play well, and I believe he will. But I looked up this number right here, guys. Do you know that the Philadelphia Eagles starting offensive line, Doggy, stands an average of 6'6", 338 pounds? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? I mean, imagine it, but I'm giving you the numbers here. 6'6", 300, and that's the meat and potato brothers right there. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they eat for breakfast. You understand? Steak and potatoes. They eating cows for crying out loud. I mean, this is who they are, right? So we got that going on. That is an average of 26 pounds heavier than their Kansas City Chiefs counterparts. So I'm thinking about Saquon, and I'm thinking about that massive offensive line, and I'm saying to myself, what's the best possible formula you could utilize to neutralize Patrick Mahomes? How about keeping them on the sidelines? Who's capable of doing that? It's Philadelphia Eagles, because you can run the ball on them. And so I look at it from that standpoint, and I say Kansas City has his work cut out for them. We understand that Jalen Hurts could be suspect at times against the blitz. We know that Spagnuolo's going to bring the rain whenever possible. We know what he brings to the table. But Saquon Barkley is that X factor because that offensive line is a huge factor. And that is what I'm looking at with the Eagles. Yes, your scoring defense is #2. Your total defense is #1. Third and third down defense. And fifth and red zone defense. We can't ignore all of that from the Philadelphia Eagles and Vic Fangio's defense. But I'm thinking about their offensive line and the holes they're going to plug and how that's going to work to Philadelphia's advantage. That's where I'm coming from, Doggy.
Well, listen, Steve, you're going to lose money if you bet against Mahomes. I mean, there's a reason why he's won, 17 one-possession games in a row. I think if you're betting against the Chiefs, you're making a mistake. Now, I'm not saying that Philadelphia can't win the game. I understand that. But push comes to shove. Are you going to take Mahomes or are you going to take Hurts? You're going to take Mahomes. When push comes to shove, are you going to take Kellen Moore or are you going to take Steve Spagnuolo, one of the great defensive coordinators of this or any era? You're going to take Spagnuolo, offense, defense. And if push comes to shove, are you taking Sirianni or are you taking Andy Reid? You're taking Reid. So the Chiefs have the advantage at quarterback, at defensive coordinator against the Eagle offense, which means Barkley doesn't go crazy, and as the head coach. And I'll throw this in the mix, too. You don't think Andy Reid likes beating the Eagles? Laurie threw him out the door with the dishwater. Threw him out.
You're ready
we don't want you anymore. He beat him again. You don't think Andy Reid likes to beat the Eagles? He's a professional.
Let me tell you something.
He got thrown out the door.
Let me tell you something.
You don't want to beat Laurie?
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you something about Doggy, okay? Doggy is an absolute expert at losing money. He loses money all the time. So when he talks to you about you're gonna lose your money betting on Mahomes, well, I would say you're losing money betting with Doggy. You understand? Wherever the direction he's gonna go the opposite. That's what I would say. That's
Fade
what I
dog.
would say. Go ahead, Hope.
Fade dog.
Well, listen. First off, that blue wide peak lapel suit you got on, Stephen A, is clean as a board of health. That needs to be addressed. Number one.
Thank you.
Number
Thank you.
two,
Thank you.
I like your stat
Thank you.
about the average size of the offensive line, but if size was all that mattered, the elephant would be the king of the jungle, Stephen A. Okay? Lastly, I'm going to read some stats for you for Patrick Mahomes. He's the only quarterback in NFL history with a winning record when his team is down 10 or more points. That's a ridiculous stat.
True.
And shows that he's never out of it.
True.
The max amount of playoff wins Patrick Mahomes could have in his career at this point is 22. He has 17. Ridiculous stat. Now into the Super Bowl. Indoor games in his career, 15-0.
Oh.
So when you have him with no elements, you are seeing the best version of Patrick Mahomes. And lastly, Vic Fangio-led defenses against Patrick Mahomes, 0-8. So, as much as I respect that maybe Doggy isn't the best batter, Doggy, I'm not going to put that on you, Mad Dog. But when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, they could have an advantage at 21 of the 22 positions. But wherever 15 is, his team is the team to beat.
You got me on that last one. I didn't know that Vic Fangio's defense was 0-8 versus Patrick Mahomes. You got me with that one. That's a really, really good one. So, but 8-0, right? So I guess listen, there's a first time for everything. A dead clock is right twice a day. I mean, there's a first time for everything, okay? All I'm saying to you is this. Let Patrick Mahomes get down double digits in this game. They ain't coming back. He get down double digits in this one, it's not going to happen. This is the one game. It's not going to happen. Not with that offensive line. I don't see that happening. So, again, can Patrick Mahomes can beat anybody. But you better not give up a cushion like you have in the past. I don't think that's going to work this time.
I just don't see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl where they've been so good giving up double-digit points. But, hey, guess we will see. All right, it's time for Mad Dog's Super Bowl parlay on ESPN Bet. We got 5 picks from Mad Dog this week for the big game. He's rolling with Mahomes, which he just told us. 2+ touchdowns. Then he's taken 3 players to go over their receiving yards prop. That's Worthy, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, and finally Dallas Goedert to have 5+ catches. If you like these plays, head over to ESPN Bet and back Mad Dog's parlay, even though Stephen A told us to fade him. That's all right. You can go ahead and jump on the other side of it and jump on Doggy's parlay.
Cái thứ hai mình cũng sẽ cắt tương tự như vậy nhé.